This is 7's Afternoon News with Melissa Doyle.
Good afternoon from Martin Place in Sydney, where over my shoulder is the Lindt Cafe, the scene of terrible carnage in the early hours of this morning, following a 17-hour siege. It ended in a hail of gunfire at 2:10 this morning. The gunman, 50-year-old Man Haron Monis, was shot and later died in hospital. And shockingly, two of his hostages also died. 34-year-old Lindt Cafe manager Tori Johnson and 38-year-old mother of three, Katrina Dawson. They were among 13 hostages to make a run for it when the gunman nodded off. 4 others ended up in hospital with gunshot wounds, including a policeman shot in the face. As people in Sydney learned of the tragic end to the siege, they have been streaming into the city to pay their respects. The makeshift memorial in Martin Place started this morning with just a few bouquets. This afternoon it has grown enormously and still hundreds of people are streaming into the city. I have never seen anything like it, and being down there as I have for most of the afternoon, it is incredibly emotional. They've been laying flowers in memory of a 38-year-old mother caught up in the siege when she went to buy her morning coffee at 9:45 yesterday morning, and a 34-year-old cafe manager who'd worked at Lindt for 2 years.
After 17 hours, the siege came to a dramatic end. Heavily armed police stormed the Lindt Cafe. They're seen throwing in several flash grenades, then the sound of gunfire. The violent end seemed to have been triggered by the escape of 5 hostages just moments earlier, just after 2 a.m. local time. They're seen running, arms in the air, down Martin Place and turning into Elizabeth Street. Then the frightening scene of a lone hostage, clearly exhausted, staggering down Martin Place and collapsing at the feet of 2 police officers. What followed was the sound of gunfire from inside the cafe, believed to be from the lone gunman.
We heard from one police officer saying that a hostage was down, and at that point the police moved in.
It's understood the gunman died at the scene along with a male hostage. Another hostage, a female in her 30s, has died in hospital. A further 4 hostages are being treated for injuries, including a woman in her 40s with a gunshot wound to her leg. A male police officer being treated for a gunshot pellet graze to the face, and a woman in her 30s with back injuries. The gunman has been identified as Man Haron Monis. In 2013, he was convicted over offensive letters he wrote to families of dead Australian soldiers. Last year, he was charged with being an accessory to the murder of his ex-wife. In October, the self-proclaimed spiritual leader was charged with sexual offences.
It was the act of an individual. This should never destroy or change the way of our life.
Man Haron Monis began his deadly hostage drama at 9:44 yesterday morning, Sydney time. As police locked down Sydney's CBD, the situation took an even more sinister twist. Terrified hostages were forced to hold up a black flag in the window. The Arabic words on the flags read, "There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of God." It's believed those words are linked to a Syrian extremist group with links to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. Man Haron Monis appears to have chosen the Lindt Cafe to ensure immediate and nationwide coverage. It sits directly across the Channel 7 building. Police soon took up position inside the newsroom, using it as a vantage point. Officers then evacuated 7 staff from the building. At the same time, other buildings in Martin Place were evacuated, including Premier Mike Baird's office, the Reserve Bank of Australia and the US Embassy.
Hostage out, hostage out.
After 7 hours held captive, 3 terrified hostages ran from the cafe. 2 panicked customers from the front door, then a Lindt worker makes a run for it through a side door. After police spoke to the hostages, they were able to confirm fewer than 30 people were being held inside the cafe. At 5 p.m, 2 more hostages escaped, 2 female staff members. It would be another 9 exhausting, terrifying hours before more hostages ran free from the scene, and the siege came to a deadly end.
Today, we must come together like never before. We are stronger together. We will get through this. We will get through this.
Seven News, the pulse of Perth.